Hey everybody, Max Massa here, and this time I got the Elder Scrolls Online out for you, seeing how the Do Not to Close uh, uh, has been listed on the beta anyways. I do a video on it, and so there's really 4 character classes currently in the game, and this one is the Dragonknight. And the first thing it is obviously I'm using a two-handed mace there. And actually all two-handed weapons are kind of the same. So it really doesn't matter, mace, sword, pole arm, they're all counted as two-handed. So I'm very interested. If I go over to my skills, I go to the weapons, and the weapons are all broken down that way. There's two-handed, one-handed and shield, dual wield, bow, and 2 different staffs, basically one being destruction magic and the other one being restoration magic. Healers and magic users, I guess, would be the best way to go about that. And then you can see there's primary attributes: magicka, health, and stamina. If you're used to the game, you've probably seen those before. Although this is a little bit different here. You have different skills. Going back to the skills, you can see there's class, weapon, armor, world, racial, craft, and there's actually guild skills as well. There are guilds in the Elder Scrolls if you haven't ever played the Elder Scrolls. Fighters Guild, Mage Guild, Thieves Guild, basically every type of old school pen and paper class you can think of, there's a guild for, and you can join them and they'll give you special abilities. But primarily, you know, you're going to be dealing mostly with class and weapon and armor really at first. And as you can see, I have 3 different class skills: Ardent Flame, Draconic Power, and Earth and Heart, and I have Stone Fist. And it says Stone Fist 2. It actually started off at Stone Fist 1, but as you use it, this little XP bar goes up. And when you get it to full Stone Fist 3, you can use these little skill points that you earn. You have to spend a skill point to get the skill. But once you max the skill out, you can spend a skill point on it to transmog the skill into a new skill that works just like it was, but adds a different effect. So in this case, this one does 17 damage and knocks the enemy down for 3 seconds. It could also make them take double damage for that 3 seconds also. Or it could heal you for the damage done also. And then once you max that out, you can transmog it again to add a different effect onto it. So it's kind of a cool system that way. And then if I wanted to, as you can see this little plus sign here, I can add spiked armor, which adds armor to me and makes attackers take damage. Or I can go to Ardent Flame and I can spend a point and get Fiery Grip, which is a ranged spell which pulls the enemies towards me and deals 14 fire damage to them. So I'll show you how to buy this skill basically. I'm going to buy this one. Are you sure you want to purchase Fiery Grip? It'll cost 1 skill point. Sure, and click Unlock, and I get it. And it automatically comes down here on the skill bar. I'm just going to rearrange my skill bar so I can pull at range with Fiery Grip and then hit with Stone Fist so they're knocked down in front of me. And then I can bash them with my weapon. Now, ironically, if we go over to my inventory and we look at my weapon, it says 11 damage. That damage rating has nothing to do with the skills whatsoever. It does, however, have everything to do with basic attacks. Each weapon has a basic attack, so if I swing my weapon and I hit a monster just like that, that's going to be my weapon damage. Or if I hold the weapon mouse down and do a heavy swing on it, that's going to be the weapon damage. However, if I go to my skill where it says Fiery Grip, its base damage is based on its actual skill level, and my level, and the level in Ardent Flame I am. I gain Ardent Flame experience by using Ardent Flame abilities. I gain Fiery Grip experience by using Fiery Grip. Also, the more I've been using it, and when I discover new areas and do quests, I also gain experience in the skills I have been using. So it's kind of similar to the old Elder Scrolls. Pretty involved. It's a very nice little RPG system in that manner. Weapon skills are very similar to that. And then it opens up a different variety of how to build them. But if you look, you also get some passive abilities, which alters how your character can be performing. So really, weapons can be used offensively. You can skip your class and just go by weapons and have a different build play style. And these will usually burn stamina instead of magicka and give you a different way to build. Where if you look at the class, this is burning magicka. I could burn out my magicka and resort to my two-handed weapon skill and then go into these, which burn stamina and burn off stamina while I wait for magicka to come back up. So it offers different ways and different pools of spending resources to kill enemies. I haven't had too much problem with killing enemies with one pool, so you don't necessarily have to do it, but I'm sure late game it probably has an advantage to it. I do see some big advantages in picking the right weapons to augment what's going on with everything. Like, for instance, being forceful, light and heavy attacks with two-handed weapons deal 13 splash damage to one nearby enemy. So that's going to add AoE attacks, like it's like a cleave, to your base attacks. Not your magic attacks, not your class skills, but just when you do your auto attacks. And your auto attacks are manually done. As you can see, my two-handed skills are getting leveled up, and it's got set XP, 208 of 814. So that's how that works. And we go back to our attributes, and as we actually level and character levels, we actually gain attribute points. So, when you spend these attribute points, you can spend them on magicka, which determines how many spells you can cast and how effective those spells are. So that increases, like, our class skills, which cost magicka. Whatever costs magickas, these skills will also increase in damage if you put points in your magicka attribute. Health increases your health, and it regenerates over time, obviously. So if you want to be able to take more damage in combat and be tankier, you can put points in health. And then you got stamina. So whatever burns in stamina as an ability also increases in damage if you put points in stamina. So this is like strength and hit points all put together, and this is like intellect and mana all put together, making it kind of simplistic that way for you. Very nice that way. Very nice. Make it easy. And you can see in the upper right hand corner I'm level 2, so I've gotten 1 point so far. And then it gives you all your skills here, and it tells you what they do. You can see how effective they are. And then we got skills, and then you got a journal, and you can set what is your priority for your quests. In your journal, there's your lore library as well, and then there's also your achievements. And the achievements is very important because it'll tell you how many sky shards you've collected. Every 3 sky shards you collected give you an extra skill point to play with, and so that's pretty important. I'm going to exit actually out of this for a second and look over there. You can see that big pip pointing in the sky. That's a sky shard sitting on the ground. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to go collect it. Just hit E. It's a standard use button. I'm collecting the sky shard, and it says pieces collected 2 of 3. If I find 1 more sky shard, I get a free skill point. So that's very nice. This is the standard map. It shows quests, little quest icon right there in the map. It shows dungeons, cities, and way shrines, and it tells you how much it costs to port to that way shrine. You can teleport anywhere from where you are, so it's very nice. It's open teleporting that way. They have adapted to what Guild Wars 2 brought to us. Open teleportation. Very nice. Grouping's pretty easy. This will give you a list of everybody. You can teleport to the group member. That doesn't necessarily take you all the time to where the group member is, but it will take you to the instance the group member is in. And then if you re-teleport to them, usually it takes you to exactly where they are. So if you're not in the same instance as your group member, they'll first take you to that instance by a way shrine, and then sometimes you can port to where that group member is depending on where they are in a map. Contacts, this will be like your friends and everybody. That's who I've been playing with. Guilds, they have the guild system in there. Alliance, this tells you your ranking with your alliance, PvP and all types of things. Mail system, so you can mail things, any notifications you've gotten. And of course they have the help system there. So with that done, I got a little dungeon over here. I go in and I'll show you a little bit more of how the combat works inside here, as long as it's not overly crowded. It's completely open world. As you can see, someone's running inside. This will not be a self-instance. As you can see, there's other people running around in here as well. So the trick really will be to find places where nobody is. And it's telling me I have to go over here, find Jenkins. This is the little quest symbol. This is the map of where to go. This trap looks disarmed. That trap looks possibly armed. And he's fighting somebody there. He's using his sword slashing. I'll use my ability to pull this guy, and then I'll knock him down. And then I'm going to smash him with my mace. And that's kind of... Ooh, I found a restoration staff. If you feel you've taken, I should say, the wrong weapon, it's not really a big deal. You can buy any weapon and switch to any weapon at any time whenever you want. You can alternate between those weapons at any time. The costume. Or is he underneath us? I bet he's underneath us. And if it looks too far to fall, it probably is. So it looks like we have to go down and around. And there might be something to disarm.
Torch it!
You can do fast and slow attacks. The slow attacks do more damage. And if I got them stunned and everything, obviously I'm going to do a big attack on them. Doesn't look like anything to disarm over here. I like to search this. Let's crafting mats. It's an awful lot of fire. Doesn't really look like it hurt. I can just jump over. So I'm going to do my little combo again. Pull him to me, knock him down. Maple Infernal Staff. And all these weapons have different attack types, different passive abilities. See, I can pretty much burn them down before you can jump in on somebody else's kill. They get credit for it as well. XP is basically done by attacks made, damage done, skill used. So you don't really hurt anybody. You don't really steal from them. The auto attack skills take no stamina, so you can do them all the time that you want. The Dragonknight is much more tankier. I probably should have done sword and board.
Hey, you're not a guard. You have to help me.
So this is a guy that I'm trying to help.
That's perfect. If I found a handsome guy, that's really important, right?
So I'm setting him free. I just leveled.
Get me out of here and I'll owe you.
On the cell door, unlock the door. Get close. Now he's out. Now I gotta follow him.
I owe you for this.
Basically means
Thanks.
I gotta go back to the
Now,
top.
let's get out of here.
But I leveled, so I get my choice of magicka, health, or stamina.
You first.
I'm gonna actually work in a weapon skill, I think, so I'll go with some stamina there. Commit the points. And then I got points to spend. And then if I want to cleave, this deals 7 damage to all enemies in front of you and inflicts a bleed for 10 physical damage over 10 seconds. I've never tried any of these yet, so I'm going to use this. And then I'll have my 1-2, which burns out all my magic, and then I can resort to my cleave as my stamina burn. Down. Get him in the ground. Oh, that dot doesn't look like it does much. I guess when damage a second isn't much. Always loot them, because whatever you find is usually pretty useful, and it shows up on your character, so it's pretty cool that way. And there's like a recipe that would be for crafting. In the upper right hand corner is my quest tracker.
We can't go that way. Arian's out there.
So it says we can't go out there. There's Imperials out there. Go out the side exit.
Thanks for breaking me out back there. Listen, while you're in a heroic mood, want to help me get something I left with my figure if you want. Here's the thing.
So we get another job while we do that. So finished one, and now we move on to the next one. And that's it. So that's the preview of the Dragonknight. That's how it works. It's a pretty good system. Lovely, lovely game environment. It's getting better and better with each iteration of this beta. So, kind of looking forward to it. Something new to do. So, hope it helps. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to everybody later.